Okay, and I think we are live. Hello and welcome to, what day is it? Let me just do the count. Yeah, we're number 24. So 24th of August, number 24 live stream. Welcome back to Data+Train. Good to have you with us once again. And hopefully we're going to have another awesome 30 minutes ahead of us with some talk about DA100, talk about Power BI, talk about the latest release of the Power BI tool itself, some of the new functionality we have in there. I have uploaded a new video today, not the live stream, an actual video. We've been working on these in the background for a while now, trying to get the right feel, look, and just kind of removing all of the fluff and having a nice condensed video out there for you guys to consume. So I wanted to make sure that you do, and I think we've got a bit clipping going on with some audio here. So I'm just going to turn down some of my audio levels. 1 second. Let me just do that. If I can find my cursor to come down a little bit. There we go. So hopefully it won't be shouting in your ears too much there now. And we're seeing a bit rate issue as well. I'm not sure why. I need to figure this out. It seems to get this every now and then. I've got an amazing broadband here, but every time I try and stream, and no matter what settings I do, I get occasionally kind of saying I've got a very low bit rate, and I'm really not sure what that's about. So I will look into that at some point. Hopefully you not getting affected by that in the stream today. So what are we going to cover in today's session? Excellent question. Glad you asked it. If you are, by the way, wanting to say hello, click us in the chat, say hello, say hi, and we are looking forward to kind of providing lots of content in the few months, over the next few months for you. So for those who are new, sorry for the chat there for a second. For those who are new, go and click on that subscribe button and get notified when we go with a new video. We've got a ton of them coming out right now for you. I released the first one today. I'm holding back on releasing the others until I get a little bit of feedback from some people I'm asking to give some feedback on. But if you want to give feedback as well, let me know. It's just under 10 minutes, about 9.5 minutes, so it won't take too much of your time. And let me know kind of if it's the right level of content, if you like what you saw or didn't. By all means, you kind of give us positive and negative feedback if you want to do either or both of those. And we do welcome that feedback. We're trying to make the best content available. But I'm fairly new at this. I'm kind of just finding my feet with the software, the audio, everything else as we go. So hopefully we'll get it all dialed in correctly over the next kind of few weeks, etc. So let me go and have a look at what was coming in for. Let me get the cursor to come on the right screen. There we go. Nice little yellow icon there. Just got to get rid of that one there. And this one here, I'm going to be doing a session later in November at the Big Pass Summit, and there was a bit of a tweet shout out about it earlier from Pass, so I kind of was just looking at that. So let me get rid of that as well. So the DA100, the Power BI role-based certification. If you haven't been under a rock and you kind of noticed that the previous certification, the 7778, has now kind of come to the end of its life cycle. It was supposed to have been retired back in July, but I think that was an extra few months. I think to the end of January 31 in 21, we have now kept that certification around. They kind of maintained that a little bit, but the DA100's come out and it's a replacement. There's a 4-day course that goes along with this. That's an instructor-led course. Now you have some self-learn materials. We're going to look at those in a second. But if you want to get on that instructor course and you're thinking, you know, how can I do that? Can I afford it? I'm running a delivery in October the 19th to the 22nd, and I've got 10 seats remaining on that delivery. The last one I'm doing in 2020 for the Power BI. And the price is plummeted. So give you an idea, it's about $2,450 for the main providers out there. We would do it normally for $1,295, about half the cost of the main providers, because we don't have as many overheads as some of the other big players out there. But we still have the expertise because we go and deliver for them as well. So we're kind of the same instructors you might find on those courses. Because of COVID, we kind of took an extra £400 off it, so took it to $895. And what I have done is, you know, realize that kind of everyone's still struggling a little bit more. So I've gone and taken the step to actually take that ticket, which is 19th, 22nd of October, and click on that. It's the 13 modules, 4 days. Ticket price would have been $895. We are doing a discount code. The discount code word is train, and it halves that to £447.50 per student. It's a 4-day course, labs, everything you can think of. This is awesome. I don't think anybody else is doing anything like this price-wise out there. And I was also involved in some small capacity with scoping out what that specific certification was going to be. So I kind of had some input into that. And also I've reviewed some of the questions on the exam. So I kind of really know, but I also teach the Power BI. I have been doing for a few years. I have my own Power BI consultancy here. We have people out there every day of the week kind of doing consultancy, and we train people. And I also do, my hands-on as well with my own consulting clients. So I love Power BI. I love to share it, and hence why this is the first of my certification series. So if you go and look at my first video I posted out there today, you'll see it says certification series. This is the DA100 episode 1. There'll be 52 episodes for this one, but I've got a ton of other Microsoft certifications, and I'm going to be sharing those with you. I took a couple of exams this week, the 2 fundamentals, the AI-900 and the DP-900. I'm teaching the AI-900 on Tuesday, tomorrow, and I've got 130 students for that one. So I'm really looking forward to kind of doing a day's delivery of the fundamentals to a large group as well. It's been a while since I've done one that size. So you're interested? We do have those. Let's go look at the certification. So I've got some more notes to fill it in my mind map here. And again, that is in the description below. But let me go click on the Get Power Data. And this obviously takes us into the Microsoft Learn world, which is where we kind of see a bunch of kind of, instructions, modules, labs, you name it. There's a ton of resources there for bringing up the Power BI. So let's go and actually just go to browse and start with going down to the product, and you can see we kind of go down to the product. There's the Power Platform. If you open that one up, you will have Power BI sitting in there. There is click on the Power BI by itself, and you'll see that there's 54 different results, some modules, but there's a few learning paths in there as well. And what my recommendation is, if you're trying to learn Power BI, is come in and start with, say, prepare the data. That's the first of the 5 functional groups that are actually measured. Following that, you'll have model the data, visualize the data, analyze the data, and deploy and maintain deliverables. Across those 5 functional groups, you'll be able to really kind of get to understand it. So you can go and start your journey with Microsoft Learn, or even go to the Power BI website. Let's go and do that. And come to resources and go to Learn. You'll be able to take yourself through to where all the kind of guided learning and documentation is. And I would say start from here. And also a good place to go and kind of start with the blog. So if you want to look at the summary for the desktop release, that was, I think, the 12th of August. What was in there was a really cool new feature for preparation with the text CSV by example. I think there's one of our kind of UK folks, Laura GB, Twitter handle, have a look out for Laura. She does an awesome series of entries there. And she did an example video on this. I've got some of these later in the videos in the series I'm doing, but I'm not going to kind of jump to that. I will get to that in the kind of sequence of videos that we're doing. But there's a ton of new kind of resources in here. And if you want to go and kind of watch that, I would recommend you go and check that out. Seems to be quite a cool thing. And also perspectives for personalizing your own videos, making that Power BI experience a bit more Neil, a bit more Tom, a bit more Jane, whoever it might be that's kind of working on that. You then get to kind of build your own perspectives, and it's kind of going to be cool for a better end user experience, but it's all based on the underlying model. So go and check that out. Remember, you might need to go to the latest version, so download that latest version, then go into the product, go to file options. Actually, let me just kind of do that very quickly. Let's do Power BI, and let's open up my Power BI desktop. So I downloaded the August edition yesterday, I kind of did, I think it's a quick example of that. And let me kind of take a quick sip. Awesome. So let's go and have a look at what we have. This is a blank, obviously, Power BI file. So we're going to File. We're going to go down to Options and Settings and click on Options there. So you want that Options one right at the top there. Click on there. And then there, you're going to look at the global options. You want to look at the preview features. So we're going into the preview features down here. And you're going to need to click a couple of checkboxes. So you're going to need to go in and potentially going to turn on, I think the ones that I didn't have turned on. Let me just kind of turn them off for a second. The two that I had to turn on this month were personalized visuals and data point rectangle select, or the lasso, where you can kind of grab multiple objects and kind of lasso them and do some data points on that. So that looks really cool. And again, if you want to know more, just click on the Learn More section, go into a specific section inside of the documentation from Power BI, and you'll get to know a whole bunch more about it. I've got videos coming, but I've got such a backlog of videos to go through that even though I kind of really want to do videos on some new features, I'm going to probably start my feature reviews in September and walk through from that. So there's already some good stuff out from, Adam Saxton and Garner Cube and Patrick. There's Laura's, and there's a few others out there that are kind of doing these. So that's awesome to kind of have. Let's go and zoom out to that one. And if you want to kind of do that, get examples, you need to probably turn that on and then restart your service, restart your Power BI desktop, and then walk through your examples. So let's kind of minimize that for a second. Go back to this one here. So what else do we have to share? So I'm going to quickly just go grab it actually. So go to my studio and just want to kind of point out this new video that we have uploaded today. So I only got uploaded about an hour or so ago. So 3 hours, there we go. Just under 3 hours ago. It's the number one of those 52 videos that we said we've been promising for quite a while. Finally got round to finishing it, did a few other bits and pieces and got that one out. So if you have a chance, do take a look at it. It's just under 10 minutes. Let me know your feedback. Let me know if there's something that you kind of think is cool. And we look forward to getting your feedback on that one. I'm going to go and check my social. So no one said hello, which is sad face. I know there's only a few of you joining right now, and this is kind of a new thing. We're live every day, so not everyone comes every day. But if you want to say hello or have any questions, do put them into the chat window, and I will do my very best to answer those. Okay, so let's see what else we have here. So let's get rid of that for a second and come back to something else I wanted to show you. One sec. Let me go down to resources and go to the support page. Go to overview. So I'm not sure if you're with me, but kind of I had a couple of login issues where I couldn't log in successfully. I was kind of like, where do I go and find out if my service is a problem? Now, actually, I found it was a caching issue with my browser. But I was like every time I tried to log in, it was like, just can't find the DNS. And I was like getting really kind of frustrated with it. So I came in and looked at the support page and looked at the kind of status, and I found everything was good. But if you ever do have any problems, come in here and you'll also find at the bottom a bunch of samples and learning and submitting ideas and asking questions. So it's a good kind of support page. It's not just for issues, but you can kind of also go and do feedback as well. And then there's a blog listed at the bottom there. I do try and kind of keep update with the blog. It's hard. Sometimes I have to kind of rely on Adam and Patrick's weekly roundup because they do an awesome job on that. But look around kind of what's in there. There's some stuff that kind of sneaks under the radar sometimes. I didn't realize that this was coming through some of these kind of protection updates, for example, sensitivity labels, kind of, you need to be keeping essentially up with all the latest things. There's so many changes. I would recommend you kind of just keep an eye on that blog and kind of keep visibility on that. So let's go back to the Power BI Learn. So this is where we kind of start with the certification. Let's go and grab the certifications that we have. So I'm going to pick the DA100, obviously. And you've probably seen this before if you've been around, but I'm just going to show it once more. Go to the exam, go to the bottom of the page. So scroll all the way down, past all of the other information and come right down to the bottom. And you've got some additional kind of posters and guides that help you with kind of what's inside of these skills. So kind of the one I want to take you to is the journey one though. Let me go back an extra step. And I go to journey certification. So what I say is you kind of have a quick look at this and just see if you're on the right path for this. You know, kind of, is it the right thing for me? Why am I doing the certification? What's my purpose for doing this? Now, if you want to kind of test your skills, again, I think I've got some links in the, you can go to the Role IQ combination between Pluralsight and Microsoft to test and help you with kind of taking those first or next steps in your certification, your career. And if you come down to the BI Data Analyst SelfService, you'll see that there's the Power BI for Analyst one there, as well as the Excel. So kind of they work kind of hand in hand. They're very much siblings really in this world of kind of data intelligence and data analysis and kind of visualization. We kind of do the same things, or can do very much one in the same. And some of the tooling out there that's also in Power BI is kind of analyzing Excel. There's some great functionality. So check out some of the services. I mean, if I go look at the Power BI file for a second, go to the external tools, and you can see in the external tools, what we have is the DAX Studio, Tablet Editor, AM Toolkit. But, you know, we'll be able to kind of go into those tools and also do other things like analyzing Excel through those as well. So a ton of different kind of extra functionality that we can kind of do with things like calculation groups and more functionality and kind of analyzing and creating things inside of Excel that then we can kind of port back into Power BI and do some really cool things. And I think if you check out Gyna Cube, the live stream from Saturday, they had Marco on, and he was kind of just explaining some of the kind of really cool stuff that they can do with some of their services. And there's a new version of something coming out, I think version 3 of something that we're waiting hotly on now. Kind of easy, kind of tempted us with that one and said it's version 3 coming. It's like, ooh, where's version 3? We haven't got it yet, so we're looking at waiting for that at the moment. So let me minimize that. Oops, cursor kind of gets stuck in. I've got a couple of screens here and this just gets caught in the corners, and I don't know why. I always when I'm streaming. So if you want to kind of learn more about that, you can do that, and then you take your test. 25 questions, if I remember, kind of something in that region. It's timed, and the progress or how long you take to answer stuff so sort of factored into your proficiency, your expertise. So not only getting the question right, but how quickly you can answer the question correctly and within the time limits are given will determine your skill level. So, you know, just kind of take it at face value, take it and see if there's a good skill. We kind of got a reasonable skill last time. I probably need to go and retake once a month, I think, is the interval. So you can take it and then a month later you can go and take it again and see if you've improved. But they do some great kind of learning paths as well inside of the service. So you kind of see there's a whole bunch of different videos here from different, you know, instructors. So I haven't really checked any of these out, but I'm sure there's some good ones there. So we talked about the tickets. We talked about the version of Power BI that's been rolled out. We talked about the skills guide and kind of the different resources as well. Now, if you go into some of those Microsoft Learn, I'm not sure everyone knows about this, you can get some labs that are part of that. So I'm just going to go grab one of those labs just to showcase that to you. So let me go to roles. I'm going to go to data analyst. Going to come down to, let me go to visualize data. That's one I want to look at. And if I come down to work with Power BI visuals, you'll notice that there's a lab that's about 45 minutes long that you can click on to, and it provisions a complete environment for you to go and learn. So you can see it says loading lab. You can then launch that lab, and it will take maybe 2 minutes to launch, etc. And then once you're kind of ready, you can kind of launch that and have that up and running very, very quickly, and then follow through the instructions. And you're building a Power BI file from scratch, building the visuals, and it takes you through all the steps. So if you're unsure kind of how to perform some actions, this is a great way for you to do that. Now, I do have some announcements around some free training that we're going to be delivering in September and October. So exact dates are still being hammered out, of which exactly dates I can kind of do them, because I do want to include somebody else in one of those deliveries, so I need to check their availability. But we're doing a dashboard in the day. So dashboard in the day is a workshop that we used to do in person out there, and it was 80 students at the time, or some people with little groups of kind of tables of 5 or 6, and they had lots of fun. But of course, we can't really do that right now. And the places we used to run them in things like Microsoft Reactor, we don't have those spaces available to us right now. So we're going to look to do a online virtual dashboard in the day. So aka.ms DIAD for dashboard in the day. You can go and grab all the assets for that and go and download those. And essentially what you then have is the 5 different labs that we do in that. So again, it's completely free. I'll make sure that I'll let you guys know ahead of time, at least a couple of weeks notice when we're running it. We're going to have a limit of how many people can have actually attending that one virtually, even though it's virtual. You know, kind of the questions and everything else, to make sure you have the right experience for it. We're going to cap it at probably 50 or 60 people. And I need to choose the platform of, I think, probably Microsoft Teams, but I need to work out how I do that. And then we'll kind of have you run through and do the labs as we were if you were in the classroom. And we will assist you with that as well. We're going to have another one-day free training course. Now, at the moment, the one I'm doing next week is the AI-100. I think through one of the providers I'm doing it for, and there's about 120 people or so. So we're going to be doing one ourselves. That's my company. And we're going to have for the DP900, which is the Azure Data Fundamentals. So that's the DP900. Kind of get the cursor over. Go back to this one here, and we're just going to go to the browse. I'm going to see if it's actually listed there. I don't think it's quite up here at the moment. I think it's due to a bit fresh on there. There we go. Okay, so I'll put Data Fundamentals, see if that comes up. If not, I'm going to go to the courses there. Okay, so here we are, the learning path. There is it. It wasn't the course name, it's the name of the actual course itself. So there's a number of kind of modules and sections in there, but we're doing a instructor-led version of this, and say it's a one-day course. Normally you'd be charged for that, but we were doing it as a free course, and I'll let you know when we have that. It's likely to be in October though. So hopefully dashboard a day in September sometime and October. And we do have a final announcement, which is I've got a new partnership with a company called Opportunity, which is Skill Me Up. And we're going to be doing a review of what their offerings in terms of labs and training courses, etc. In the next couple of weeks. I'll kind of let you know once I've managed to kind of lock down some schedule on doing a video and kind of reviewing the material. And once we kind of get that up there, I'll let you know. So the website's also being finalized. We got a new developer joining us, I think, on that one this week. So a couple of weeks time, hopefully that will be done for early September, and we'll get that out. And that's going to have all the videos for all these different certification series. It's going to have lots of blogs. It's going to have content, links to, so kind of, we want it as a kind of a place for you to come and kind of access, to kind of go to the other resources and assets out there. And just kind of, you know, be a central learning point for your portal to kind of get started on that. So I think kind of from what I wanted to showcase today, that's kind of pretty much it. I'm just going to go and check I haven't missed anything. Let me go and have a quick look. So I think we are done. Let me see if there's any questions. Get the cursor to jump into the window. Okay, I need to work out how white sticks there. So nothing in there. So for that, I'm going to say thank you very much for joining. It's been an absolute pleasure to do another live stream. I'm not sure if I can get any better. I just get more used to doing them. I'm hoping to improve a little bit each time I do them, get the sound down, get the audio, the videos, kind of the lighting correctly, and just make it nice and smooth. And hopefully, we say end of August, once we go off, we won't do it every single day in September going forward. We would probably do at least one a week in the months September, October, November onwards. Maybe try and do, 2 sometimes certain weeks. But I want to concentrate on getting a lot of videos done as opposed to the live stream. So I've kind of got a time balance in live streaming and videos. I want to kind of do at least one live stream a week, but I want to have videos as the core kind of asset I'm building in those months there. So for me, for now, it's a goodbye. Thank you for joining us, and we will see you in the next video. And don't forget, give us the thumbs up, do that, subscribe, let us know, kind of, let me go and just do that final. Gotta get the cursor to really jump around a little bit today. There we go. Final subscribe. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscriptions within 3 months. We're just about on track. We might hit it on that 3-month mark. Let's have a look. So if you've not subscribed so far, please help us do that. Give us the thumbs up, and we will see you very soon. Bye.